So lads, introduce yourselves. What it is you do.
I'm Lerato. I'm the front man of Lefokolodi. Yeah. And I make music with Lefokolodi.
I'm Yakin. I play drums for Lefokolodi. This isn't about any other bands, so let's just say Lefokolodi for now.
My name is Shanesh. I play guitar in Lefokolodi, and I make music with Lefokolodi.
My name's Sydney, and I play bass.
Nice. Nice to meet you, Sid.
So guys, like my first question is like, what does the name mean? Like it's so interesting, like compared to like a lot of band names that I see. And I don't often ask these days, where does the name come from? But this one's got me curious. Like, who wants to take that question?
I'll take that one. Lefokolodi is a millipede in Soto. I just wrote it in a book, brought it to the gents, and they just found the name attractive.
Found the name attractive. Whoa, you gotta phrase it differently, bro.
You guys looked at all these other names.
We didn't want to fuck the name. We just were like, oh, it's a cool name. Like,
Oh no, don't get me wrong. I had strong feelings for the name, hey? I still think about it at night.
I'm saying though. I touched myself to Lefokolodi. That sounded nuts.
that's the name of our album, by the way.
This went downhill very quickly.
Sorry, I know you haven't met like the whole band, but this is how we are.
I've met Yakin, but in the past, yeah, like very briefly, yeah. And yeah, guys, like, what's up? Like, tell me a bit more about the music.
People class us as punk, which I guess is just like it's kind of an umbrella term, which I don't really like, because like when you say punk, I think about like Sex Pistols and Ramones, and if you're on Black Flag, and all I have like nothing but respect for those bands. Like, they're fucking great. But if you truly like look at our whole spectrum of like the songs that we write, we're more similar to like System of a Down than we are with like Black Flag. So we're not really genre specific. I guess if you want to like say genre, you could say we're like alternative. I mean, Lorado says grunge, but we can't really say grunge because we're not from Seattle. So yeah, like we just make music, and we don't really give a shit about like labels.
I mean, I feel like a lot of the bands are just doing whatever because everyone will just feel left out if they do the same thing. And like punk is weird these days because it'll just be if someone plays fast and loud, then they're considered punk now. But no one remembers like the attitude, the dress code, the actual punk drum and guitar, like basic chords, and yeah, it's weird.
To put it simple, like Lefokolodi is a collage of so many genres within rock, punk, metal. It's a fucking collage.
Sid, what are your thoughts on it?
I haven't given it much thought. I just kind of play what I play.
Like, I know how like Shanesh's story about how he even got involved in music, but like, as far as I'm aware, this band has a fairly interesting story of how it came together, where it was essentially, from what I remember from the story, I don't know how it's evolved so far, but Shanesh just basically stalked music stores until he found people to play with. And as far as I'm aware,
I stalked one music store. One music store. Not music stores, plural, and one music store. Yeah. I was just wanting to get into the scene, so I went to Marshall Music because I knew the guy who worked there. And I waited there for like 3 hours for someone to just pop up, and like I wanted to just start a band. And then eventually I met a guy who knew Yakin, and then he was like, you should talk to Yakin. And yeah, the rest is, Yakin is really weird about it too. He invited me to his house like the same day. I DM'd him on Instagram. So he was like super open with strangers back then. Like, yeah. Got a little
Well, yeah, that is, I mean, I think though, if he wanted to kill me at my own house, then, well, that would have sucked, but it wasn't the greatest neighborhood anyways, so he would have made a mistake coming to my house to murder me. And we have a pit bull.
How do you know I still don't want to murder you? I've built a rapport with you for like maybe a year and a half. That's just part of my plan to kill you.
All I'm hearing from Yakeen is, I live in a rough neighborhood. I could probably take him. Like,
What is this Indian versus Indian violence these days, you know?
it's friendly fire, apparently.
Technically, you
It's just
colored,
the
so
way
you know
the
what I
name
mean.
of the game.
There is one.
Yo, there can only be one. Ah,
This is now just become a topic about race. Sorry, Marcel.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Just to give insight on how like we all kind of linked up proper. So there's that story with Yakin and Shanesh, and then I'd already known Yakin from working with another band called Headmistress. And then he was like, yo, there's this guitarist, Shanesh. And then we linked up and it was just the three of us. We were supposed to play a gig in November, but we didn't have a bassist. I mean, I played bass at the time, but we didn't have a front man. So we're like, okay, Shanesh had the bright idea of bringing Sid in. And it's like, yo, let's hijack some talent from Drumfish. I was like, yeah.
And like, how was that transition for you from being a bassist to becoming a front man? Because from what I remember, like from my conversations with Shanesh over this past year, since like year and a half since we've met, weren't necessarily always comfortable with being a front man, from my understanding of it. And it's something that you've kind of grown into from just being kind of awkward about it to, as far as I'm aware, fucking break dancing on in the crowd. So tell me a little bit more about that transition.
I just wanted to play bass. I just wanted to chill in the back and play bass and like just write music. But like we said, we didn't have a bassist, and I just ended up. And then the gents just pushed me. They bullied me into it. They're like, "All right, dude." I think they heard me. They heard me growling. Yeah, they heard me growling in one of the sessions, and I didn't know I could do it on a mic. And then cats were like, "Nah, dude, you're gonna be front man. We're gonna, yeah, fuck you."
Like he's still a very good bassist, and we were gonna start off as a three-piece. It's just for the first show we brought Sid in. We were like, "Can Sid help us out?" Because like Lorado was still getting used to playing bass and like doing vocals at the same time. But then we realized Lorato was just like, I mean, a showman. So we were like, okay, Sid's in the band full time now, and he's our bassist, and Lorado just needs to do his shit.
Facts. And props to Yakin and Shanesh for like pulling most of the weight when it comes to organizing. Like, no lie. Like these dudes are kings.
Yakin does most of it. Yakin is actually like, he does like, I do like 15% of it, and Yakin does like 85%.
You're pretty much like you're a pretty experienced muso from my understanding. You've been like running through some of the scenes. You've been in a few bands, and you are currently in a few bands. How did that start out for you? Like where did you start out?
Well, it's kind of like you going through like all the bad girlfriends until you get to the good one or two. And but it was crazy. Like my first band was called it was a high school band, and we were called Lone Walkers. I played drums, but I couldn't play the most basic song, which was that Arctic Monkeys song, "Do I Wanna Know?" I couldn't play the drum beat. I couldn't go, and then we never played a show. So that was that, and then as far as I'm concerned, I met up with Charles from Drumfish, and we did like high school stuff together. We jam each other's houses. Then I met Sydney, and then we started a little music club thing at our school for people to just jam and like learn guitar. And on the side, we started a band called Monkey Porn, where we'd perform on stage. And then after that, there was a band called, I think it was how me and Shanesh met. His name is Brandon De Silva. Their band was called Her Madisons. And I was supposed to join that band. The singer, which is Brandon, he was like, okay, cool. He wants to be on drums. I must play guitar. I'm like, okay. And then the guitarist went to Portugal, so the band didn't work out. Next one was some old guy, and he's like 40s. He was like, "Hey man, I have this metal band, and we're based in Germiston. So we have a practice space in the warehouse, and I couldn't play metal drums, but I took it anyway because I was like, okay." And then I realized, okay, maybe this isn't a good idea. I'm probably gonna get kidnapped. Then it was Drumfish. So
You seem to have quite a few run-ins with kidnappings, I'm gonna be honest with you. You seem like and you're so chilled
Kidnaps and
about it. You're
murders.
so chilled about it as well. You're like, oh yeah, no, I'm gonna get fucking taken. Like, but it's fine. This is like we move.
you gotta explore a bit, but I mean, yeah, don't be like that.
I think
Don't.
there's a difference between exploring willingly and seeing the inside of a boot.
Yes.
Okay, well, I was never inside of a boot, but I was pretty close a few times.
Casually speaking about being kid, yeah, dude, like, these things happen. Chloroform ain't a thing, man. Been knocked out twice
Yeah,
by that
I've
shit.
developed an immunity, dude. Like I like the smell actually.
That was my childhood.
Jesus, Shanesh, that got fucking dark quickly. Ah, chloroform, just like Dad used to use. Oh fuck! And you guys, you released your single pretty soon, like after the band's formation. And as far as I'm aware, if I'm not mistaken, you guys are working on some more music. Is that the case? Are there things in the pipeline? What's happening?
I mean, we got songs. We got songs. It's just a matter of recording them. We just wanna. I think tour is the important one. We want to tour Cape Town soon. So after that, that's when we crunch down and we start recording. And we're writing. We're still writing. I mean, we just come from practice and we did a little something. We got a new song. We're writing. We got songs. It's just the recording's probably gonna happen next year and all that.
Yeah, Cape Town. We're going to Cape Town in December, and it's expensive. So like all the money we're making right now is just going towards that. So like we're putting recording on hold, and yeah.
And then, like we saw, boys, you got the Cape Town tour coming up. What else? Like what other parts of the country you're gonna play? I don't think you've played Durban as of yet. Not that there is much to do down here, but it would be nice.
We'd love to.
Yiki knows the people. He's been down here with other bands.
Well, we may or may not be coming down with possibly ATFN in April.
Oh,
We'll
fuck
see.
yeah.
I didn't even know that. Jeez, this is the first time I'm hearing that.
Surprise!
Good to know.
I'm happy with that.
I think bands get the wrong idea of like, oh, I need to have an EP or a single out to go and tour, because you don't. You just need to do well and promote your songs, because everyone loves a touring band. As soon as someone from Derbs or Joburg or whoever comes down, they'll be known. And if you make a point like, hi, we're Lefokolodi, we're touring from Johannesburg, and we have an album coming out. You'll promote it like that instead of you spending all this money to record and then wait like a bunch of years to go on tour. So, because at least for Drumfish, it was like that.
On that note, where can people find you? Where can people find your music and things that are going to be coming up?
Guys, you're gonna have to cover this one. I mean, all streaming platforms.
Okay. So if you want to find Lefokolodi's content, we have songs on Spotify, Apple Music, all the streaming platforms out there. We gonna be releasing some new songs next year. Keep track on our Instagram, not really Facebook. That's for our moms and dads. Yeah.
Yeah, Facebook's managed by Keen, so if you see anything cringe there, it's him, not me.
But if
Yeah,
you
'cause,
truthfully want to see Lefokolodi or hear us, right now it's shows and we won't disappoint. We give 100.
Dude, immediate future, we're playing next week, Saturday, Rumors Lounge. That's our anniversary show. It's 1 year exactly to the day we played our first ever gig, and we played it at Rumors as well. So we're playing a show there on the 11th.
That's absolutely sick, lads. I'm so stoked. And then eventually Durban will be on that list. I fucking haven't had the chance to see you lads yet. Maybe with Thorns being back and playing shows, we'll hopefully play something next year.
Every time you've come to like with Thorns, like I think 3 times, and every time we've just not been gigging that specific weekend, but you guys have been gigging. Yeah.
We'll make it happen, lads.
Yeah, we have been playing with metal shows, metal bands. Like we played with Borgasm, which was fucking sick.
Yeah,
Still probably the best band I think we've ever played with.
heaviest.
It's Desert Mother as well. Yeah, but
Desert
I
Mother
mean,
are so
we played
cool.
with Borgasm, Nebula. We have spoken to like Middle Grounds, doing things with them, and yeah, even Peasant from Cape Town. We might do something with them next year. So we as we say, like we're not genre specific. We'll play with metal bands.
Hell yeah, lads! Thank you so much for
Like, if-
taking the time to have a chat with me on this Saturday afternoon.
No stress, man.
Mhm.
It's an honor and a
thank you
privilege.
for having us.